Hi and welcome to another episode of the Tech Hub and to another Apple Budget Buy Series episode where I review old Apple tech which is still usable and affordable today. This episode looks at the iPhone 12 mini which was released in October 2020. Is it still worth it in 2025? Let's find out. Let's start the episode. So let me give you my initial thoughts. Now, I've already done one of these episodes on the iPhone 12. It's a very similar spec, but really the main focus today is the form factor. Now, I am a fan of the small phone, even though I've kind of always had the plus sizes. It's lovely. It's a lovely little phone. This one in particular is in really good condition. This is the 64GB version in green, and I think it's one of their best variants of greens they ever did. In fact, my son has the 12 version and his favorite color is green. Anyway, it's a great little phone. It's a unique thing because they only did two editions of this. They did the 12 and the 13. So we're going to delve into the history, why I think they did it, and ultimately why they stopped doing it. But it's got a unique place in the Apple ecosystem, and it's still a very, very usable phone. So let's look at the history. So let's dive into a piece of Apple's history that had a lot of hype, but an equally surprisingly twist. The iPhone 12 mini. Let's talk about its rise, its struggles, and what we've learned from its story. Apple unveiled the iPhone 12 mini in October 2020 as part of the iPhone 12 lineup. It was a bold move by Apple, targeting a niche audience who loved smaller phones but didn't want to compromise on flagship features. The Mini was essentially a pint-sized powerhouse, offering nearly everything its larger siblings did, but in a 5.4-inch package. The concept of a mini iPhone wasn't entirely new. Many fans considered the 2016 iPhone SE the spiritual predecessor of the iPhone 12 mini. The SE proved there was a market for compact devices, but Apple took things to the next level with the 12 mini. It had 5G, the A14 Bionic chip, a Super Retina XDR display, and even the same camera system as the standard iPhone 12. All that in a phone that would easily fit into your palm of your hand or even into your skinny jean pockets. Sounds perfect, right? Well, not exactly. Despite the glowing reviews and this nostalgia for the compact phones, the iPhone 12 mini didn't sell as well as Apple had hoped. Reports from early 2021 suggests that the mini accounted for only 5% of iPhone 12 sales in the US. The demand for the larger screens had skyrocketed, thanks to the trends like mobile gaming, streaming, and just the general preference for more screen real estate. Another challenge, and quite simply probably the biggest challenge, was the battery life. While the iPhone 12 mini had respectable performance for its size, physics wasn't on its side. A smaller chassis means a smaller battery, and for some users that trade-off was just too much. We kind of find that with the iPad mini a little bit now, but with the efficiency of the A17 chip, I think we're over that hurdle. So Apple doubled down on the mini experiment in the iPhone 13 mini in 2021. While it did improve battery life and other features, it still struggled to find its audience. By the time the iPhone 14 lineup came around in 2022, Apple quietly retired the mini, replacing the different size option with the 6.7-inch iPhone 14 Plus, which I am a big fan of, and I've had a plus size since the iPhone 14. So, was the iPhone 12 mini a failure? Not exactly. It filled a unique gap in the market and proved that Apple was willing to take risks. For fans of smaller phones, the iPhone 12 mini and 13 mini remain cult classics. Plus, it paved the way for discussions about what consumers really want from their smartphones. And of course, you can still get it today on the second-hand market, and this is next to the iPhone 12, the second best-selling phone I have on my eBay Apple store. So there is a market for it. Problem is, of course, the batteries are getting old now. Now let's break down the specification of this mini iPhone. So let's dive into the iPhone 12 mini, a phone that may be small in size but packs a serious punch. If you've ever wondered what made this compact powerhouse tick, stick around because we're breaking down its full specification. Let's get into it. As I said, the iPhone 12 mini launched alongside the iPhone 12 lineup in October 2020. It was Apple's attempt to bring the flagship performance to a compact form factor. So let's start with the basics. The iPhone 12 mini features a 5.4-inch Super Retina XDR display, which uses OLED technology. That means you get deep blacks, vibrant colors, and sharp detail, all with a resolution of 2340 by 1080 pixels, giving it a pixel density of 476. It's smaller than most phones on the market, but it's no less premium. The design follows the same flat edge aesthetic introduced with the iPhone 12 lineup, reminiscent of the iconic iPhone 4 and 5 designs. It's made from aerospace grade aluminium and ceramic shield glass on the front, offering 4 times better drop performance compared to previous models. Under the hood, the iPhone 12 mini is powered by Apple's A14 Bionic chip, the same chip found in the rest of the iPhone 12 lineup. Built on a 5nm process, it has a 6-core CPU and 4-core GPU and a 16-core neural engine. This translates to blazing fast performance for gaming, multitasking, and even advanced machine learning tasks. So the A14 chip also supports 5G, making the iPhone 12 mini one of the first iPhones to embrace the next-gen network. And it's still compatible with the latest iOS, so iOS 18. I'm not sure if you'll get another year out of it, but everything apart from Apple Intelligence works on this phone today. Don't let the size fool you though. The iPhone 12 mini has the same dual camera system on the iPhone 12. That's a 12 megapixel wide lens with a aperture of 1.6 and a 12 megapixel ultra wide lens with 120-degree field of view. This setup supports night mode, deep fusion and smart HDR3 for incredible low light and high contrast performance. On the front, it can shoot 4K at up to 60 frames per second with Dolby Vision HDR, making it a pocket-sized filming tool. Here's where things get a bit tricky. The iPhone 12 mini packs a smaller battery, 2227 megaamps to be exact. While it's enough for most everyday use, it doesn't match the endurance of its larger siblings, and if you are doing photography on it, it's not going to last the day. Smaller phone, smaller battery. It does support MagSafe wireless charging up to 15 watts and wired charging with a lightning connector up to 20 watts, giving it a 50% charge in about 30 minutes with a fast charger. So that helped. But it's just physics really. Now the main gripe with most people with Apple devices is battery, particularly pre-iPhone 15s. So the iPhone 12 mini is IP68 water resistant and dust resistant, meaning it can survive up to 6 meters underwater for 30 minutes. It comes in 5 stunning colors: the black, white, blue, green, and the fan favorite product, red. You also get Face ID for secure authentication, and storage options ranging from 64 gigabytes to 256 gigabytes. All of this in a phone that just weighs 135 grams, the lightest in the iPhone 12 family. And that's the iPhone 12 mini for you, a small phone that didn't skimp on power, features, or design. Whether you're a fan of the compact phones or just curious about Apple's boldest experiment, the iPhone 12 mini will always have a unique place in iPhone history. So like I said, this is probably the second best selling phone on my eBay shop. I tend to sell them for the 64 gigabytes if it's in pretty good condition. About £200. If it's the higher storage, probably about £250. If you play the auction games, I've picked these up for as low as £120. But you've got to be wary with these because, of course, the batteries are old now. I mean, this year they'll be 5 years old. So it's very hard to find one, particularly of this one, that doesn't say battery service recommended in the options. So they're going to start to die out. Maybe start looking at the iPhone 13 mini if you are a fan of the form factor, but the battery's always been a negative of this phone, and it still is today. It's just getting worse because of the age. So is it worth it? Yes, it is. It's a working iPhone, just like the iPhone 12. It's a good year. It's one of the best budget phones you can get. If you are a fan of the small though, Get it, but ultimately get the iPhone 12. It's bigger, the battery is going to be better, and as these downgrade with time, the iPhone 12 mini is just going to get worse. That's all I have to say on it. All right, Tech Hub fam, what do you think? Were you a fan of the iPhone 12 mini? Did you have one, or did you pass it and go for something bigger? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and as always, please be kind. And hey, don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that bell icon for more weekly Apple insights. Please like this video, please subscribe to me. You can also follow me on Instagram and Threads at TechHubWorldsUK. Please check out my website at www.techhubworldsuk.co.uk, and I'll see you on the next episode.